Hello, everybody. Hold on for a second here. There we go. That will do it. In today's video, we're going to check out latest news enhanced. We're getting an introduction to it by the man himself behind latest news enhanced, Olivier Buisard. And so that is going to be a good stream today. Hey there, Joomla fans. Tim Davis here. I'm a Joomla fan too. Thanks for tuning in to Watch Me Work live stream number 113 here on the Basic Joomla Tutorials YouTube channel. My apologies for that little rough beginning there. I updated Streamlabs OBS and they have a new way to start a stream now, so I had to figure that out. Anyways, lots of people already saying hi in chat, so hello everyone. Keep chatting in there. And so today's video is brought to you by mysites.guru. Head on over to mysites.guru, get a free site audit for your Joomla site, and while you're there, check out all the information and tools that will save you time and money. Time is money on managing one or multiple Joomla sites. And if you decide to subscribe, use the coupon code BASICJoomla, and you will get your first month free. All right, so let's just cut to the chase. I'm going to invite Olivier to unmute his microphone there, and I'm also going to figure out how, a little bit different setup with Zoom here. I'm going to close that, and let's see, I'll ask him to unmute. There we go. Say something, Olivier.
Hey, hello, Tim. Hello, everyone.
Hello. So Olivier, tell us a little bit about yourself, and so we can get to know you.
All right. Well, I was born and raised in France, and I came to America about 20 years ago, or actually 26 years ago, to get a degree in computer science. I stayed in America for a while. I was lucky enough to be at the time of the bubble with the internet and Java world and all that stuff, and I got a job right away, and I stayed in America for 10 years, and went back to France and decided to come back after I was able to on a green card. And so I moved to Chicago, and then later on moved to New York. So that's in a nutshell.
Now you own Simplify Your Web.
Yeah, when I came back to Chicago, I created Simplify Your Web. That was May 2012, and I was working with Joomla, making websites, and started creating my own extensions to improve on the ones I couldn't find.
You wanted to simplify your web.
Yeah, I did, and I kind of had a few extensions that were interesting, and I decided to get some out on the GED, and then they improved, and I got more and more functionalities. So I ended up having free ones and ones that I had for purchase.
And so how many extensions do you have altogether now on your site?
Oh, I do have 15 on the JED, but I do have probably a double of that. You can download free extensions from my website that are not officially in the JED.
Those are all the ones with the back doors in them, right?
No. Oh my God. No, they just didn't. I mean, they were just little utilities, here that I didn't.
Okay.
That are very simple. So
yeah. Everybody, that was a joke. There are no back doors in any of Olivier's extensions. Hey, also, you're part of organizing Joomla Day USA. You want to talk about that just quickly before we look at things?
Yeah, Joomla Day USA was first initially by Laura. She is the head of the users group, of New Jersey, and we are kind of a few new groups in New York, in the New York area, where we do stuff together. It's better. We get more people interested like that, and Laura organized a few Joomla camps and started this Joomla Day thing and USA thing, and then went on board, of course. So I had to do that and what help with the website and
So now Joomla US Day is coming up is it in,
April 23rd and 24th.
okay,
Yeah.
April 23rd and 24th.
Yeah.
Cool.
And it's going to be very interesting. It is there's a lot of talks. Actually, we have 25 speakers pretty much.
Wow.
And it's going to be 2 days and a lot of networking. We use this software that allows us to bring people together in rooms and to chat and talk about Joomla and learn about Joomla. So
Now
it's
is that a free event? Do people have to pay to sign up, or how does that work?
no, you have to pay to sign up. It's about $20.
Okay, about $20. So
Yeah.
I will put the link in the video description to Joomla Day USA. I already have the link to latest news enhanced in the video description, but I will add that. In fact,
Yeah, it's easy. It's jdayusa.com.
jdayusa.com.
Yeah.
All right. So, well, take it away. You want to share your screen and then show us latest news enhanced. First of all, why latest news enhanced?
Because at the time I was very not very good in finding new names, and that was the time at the beginning of Joomla 2.5, and a lot of people who were improving on the Joomla extensions that from the core would keep adding enhanced or extended, or so I did. Okay, well, let's call it enhanced.
Yeah, no, well, it says what it is. It's still a good name. So, all right, so take it.
Well, I did have a few name changes along the way after feedback from users.
Oh, what was it originally?
Oh, this one kept the name, but I have the pro version. I was like latest news enhanced extended.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it's like too much.
Yeah.
Things like that. So.
Hey, hey, listen. So in chat we've got Rudy. Hello, Rudy. I think that's Rudy. Is that your first time here, chat? Chait Madon in the house. Hobby Teresa, Bjorn, Mary, William, and others who probably are lurking. So, all right. So let's go ahead and show us.
All right. You should be able to see my browser right now.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's a few different ways of looking for the extension. I do have my website, Simplify Your Web, where you can download stuff. You have all the extensions that are official on the front page. You can download from there. You do also have in the GED, you can look for Simplify Your Web in the search, and you will find all the extensions associated with me. And so you'll find the one with article display. You have the free and the pro. And of course, when you are in your Joomla console, you go to the install. And if you have allowed install from web, you should be able to find me also. If you type Simplify Your Web, you'll get all the extensions that are downloadable. So it's easy to find. Well, you have to know my name, or you can also put latest news. Although when you put latest news, you'll find a lot of extensions. I mean, the GED is full of latest news extensions. Well, once you install the extension, you just go to the module part of your console, and then you look for latest news enhanced. I have already a few examples, but I'm going to start with creating a new one so that you know what you can expect when you enter the module. So let's do a new. Go down to latest news enhanced. So this was created because there were options I couldn't find in the core Joomla extension. So, and I wanted to have one module that would kind of get all the different extensions together, like the news flash and archive ones, and so when you enter this module, you have on the first page, you always have in extensions all the links you can think of to translate the extension, do a quick tutorial, go to the documentation, go to the forum, ask for support, report a bug, look for a demo, because there's a demo site where you can see what the extension could do. And you have the JED link, and you also have a donation button, but this is not required. So when you enter the module, first thing you do is give it a title, and then you look if you want to show or hide the title. You look for the position in a template, depending on where you are, which template you're using. You choose the position that you need. Position 3, I think, in the core template is the top of the content. That's about it for this page. And then the extension is built around different sections. The first section is usually where you get the data from. So if here in the free version, you have the ability to get data from the regular articles on the core Joomla, or you can have articles coming from K2, which is a different CCK you have to download separately. So then you have a layout section where you tell the module how you want to set up your items, if you want them aligned in a row or in a column, what size should elements have, what is the alignment, etc. And I will go into detail afterwards. Then you have a theme section. It's where you say, okay, I want this to look like one of those options I have here. In the free version, you have very simple styles, but it's very easily changeable. You can even add your own CSS directly in the extension, so that when you have a module instance shown on your screen on your website, only the CSS will appear only on that page.
That's really nice.
So it doesn't, because when you add CSS to your template, then you have the CSS everywhere on your pages. So even if you don't use it, so
excellent.
It's nicer. Then you have a few heads possible. The thing is, each item that will show on the website is built around like a head item, which is a widget, which can be an image or an icon, a calendar, a video, and you have the body of the item, which is the intro text, for example, and the read more link. So it's separate like that. So you have all the head options that are available here, and then you have the information part, where you can set up which additional information you want to show with your item. If you want to show the author, or if how many hits the article had, or which tags are associated with the item and stuff like that. And finally, you have the animation pagination part of the extension. The animation is more for heavily enhanced stuff. I mean, for the pro version, you have animations that are built on jQuery, or others that are in vanilla JavaScript. So you can choose if you don't. You can use the module without any jQuery whatsoever. You can choose that. You do have a pagination, which is vanilla JavaScript, which allows you to have, like, for example, 2 items, even if you want to show 8 of them. You have 2 items at a time, and you can have arrows and to navigate through them. And the advanced tag is more for people who want to really have a hand on everything that's going on with the module. The module, when you use images, for example, for items, the module creates thumbnails of them, and you want to be able to create thumbnails as you create the module instance, because you want to test out stuff. So there is a site mode I have here, and there's one is called test, and is one that's called live. When you're in testing mode, it hides pretty much all the advanced stuff that you don't want to deal with, and but it makes sure that whenever you test your module, all the style sheets that are created on the fly will be recreated automatically, and so are the images.
Okay.
And then when the site goes live, or your module is ready, and just put it in live mode, and like that, the thumbnails are not going to be recreated every time the page is loaded. The style sheets will be the same, and you will limit the amount of bandwidth and stuff and server resources like that.
And
so
and without the caching on, it takes a little bit longer for things to load, since it's drawing the thumbnails all the time.
Oh yeah, and also if you have a pretty big page with, I have people who have used the module instantly in their web page, and they would have like 5 or 6 or even 10 instances, and it would become so slow if they didn't have the live mode, because the server every time needs to take time to create the images, and it does also take time to create the style sheets, because the module does have a certain number of CSS properties that are common to all the instances, but it also creates a specific style sheet depending on the options you have in the module. So do you want me, I can go through each tab if you want.
Yeah, sure. Go through, and you want to show us some examples in
yeah
on the page. Yeah.
So
all I'm doing is just staying away from people in my house today. So no, actually, I should say all I'm doing is I'm in my house, staying away from people. I'm not staying away from people in my house. I'm allowed to be with them, but
yeah. Well, here, so the first thing you do is go to get the data you want from. We're gonna stick with the regular core articles from Joomla core, but you have the ability to use the module so that you can show items related to each other. I mean, if you have, for example, if you show an article with certain keyword or certain tag, you can show a module with latest to enhance that has the articles that are related to it. So the ones which have the same tags or the same keywords. So that's a possibility. You choose, the first thing you do is to choose which categories you want your data to come from. I'm not gonna do anything special here. The default is all categories. So if you specify a special category, in this instance, you have to undo the all categories. Otherwise, you're still gonna get everything else. When you are in a category, you can select if you want one level down or all level downs or 2, or you can choose which level of categories you want to, how much you will need to drill down. You can also filter by tag, and you can choose which tags you want to incorporate. Which tags the articles would need to have to be able to be selected by the module.
Oh, and I see you can exclude by tags as well.
Yeah, every time I have include, exclude. So you can say, okay, I want to exclude all the articles that have the topic 3 as a tag.
That's really nice that you have tags in there, because that just by being able to filter by or exclude or include by tags just adds so much power to being able to display something certain. I had a case with a client a couple of weeks ago where um, I wanted to display a whole bunch of things. Their courses that are being sold, they all have to be underneath the same category, but some of them have different prices, and we didn't want them showing up on the front page. So it's like, I really wish that I was just using the blog view in
Mhm.
articles, and it's like, oh, I wish I could exclude or show only tags here. It's exactly what I need, but I couldn't do it.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, that's important. It's they included tag in the core of the modules not that long ago, but when I created the module, it didn't exist.
okay.
So it was really important at the time to be able to do that. Um, then you also have a hierarchy between tags, so you can select if you want the children to be included or not, so that you don't have to specify every single tag. You can select if the articles need to have a meta keyword. That's basic stuff. You have the selection by author, and you have the ability to choose which kind of information you want. If you want the name of the alias or the username. Here, I like that there is an auto feature. Selecting auto as an author means that every time a user will log in, the module will show his articles. So that's very useful if you want to allow authors to edit their articles in the front end of your site, so that they can see all of them, and then they can edit them if they need to. So that's interesting. Well, usually people use all authors. They don't bother, but there's more stuff you can do with that. Then you choose which state you want to base your data selection from. If you want to base it on the created, published, modify, and pending also, because this module, you can use it to show articles that are not live yet. So it allows you to use the module as like an event widget, so you can show events that are in the future. You can apply ranges like in the regular core Joomla component module. You can select relative dates, fixed dates. So you can say, okay, I want only the articles that will that are from the last 3 weeks, or from the last month, or and then you choose, from 1 year from now to now, for example.
Okay.
Sometimes you want to include or exclude additional articles that are not selected. This happens rarely, but it's an option. It's pretty interesting to have. In the Pro version, you can show unauthorized articles too. That allows you to let your visitors know that there is content there, but that content is not available for you.
Okay. No content for you. 1 year.
Yeah. Well, like the core, you can include the featured articles. Yeah. I have this enforced language because I added this lately because for many years I would just assume that people would create one instance of the module for every language they use on the multi-language website, and then I figured that maybe it would be more efficient if I would just create one instance for all the languages. So even though you would be on the page in English or a page in French, you would only get the items that are related to your language. And then the last thing is the count of the articles. You can set and to show everything, or set to show a maximum amount of articles. So you put the number you want, and you can say, okay, I want to show 10 articles max, and or I want to show 10 articles per category, or 10 articles per author. So that you end up with more articles, but depending on what data you have, it will show differently. The start is useful if you want to give two different outputs. If you want to show two different outputs on your web page, but you want the first 10 articles to be using one theme, and then the next 10 would be different. And you would have then an instance that would say, okay, I start at item number 1, and the second instance of the module will be you start at instance number 11, so that you keep having the items in the order you wanted them to.
So you could have 3 modules, instances of this on top of each other, and the top one would show 10, the next one would show the second 10, and the next one down. Or if you were even using this, if you had 3 topics from a category on the page, but then you wanted the module to show others, you would skip the first 3 because they're already displayed on the page, and then it shows down. Yeah, that's really good.
That's useful, especially if with the free version. With the pro version, you can use a blog view, for example, for this kind of stuff. But if you only have module, it's very useful.
Nice.
Well, then when you're done with the selection, you go to the layout tab, and this is where you need to make sure you know how you want your layout to come out. If you want vertical, it will show all the items in one column. There's no other way around it. It should be one column. But most of the time you want to show them in horizontally, so that if you want 3 items on the line, even though when you go on a smaller screen you will come to 1 item in a column, you want to make sure that you allow for this. What I mean is that for how can I explain? Well, I'm going to show you directly. See, for example, the coming soon section here that I've created on the right side of the screen is a column. But what happens is that when you modify the width of the page, you can see that the right column goes at the bottom.
Yeah.
And it ends up being horizontal if you wanted to. If I was going to set the coming soon as vertical, all the items would stay in a column. They would not align in a line. The fact that I say horizontal, it sets it up so that it can be at some point in line view. And to tell the module how many items you want to be aligned, like if you want 2 on the line or 3 on the line, you just use percentages. So if you say, for example, 30%, it will ensure that you will have at the maximum length, you will have 3 items on the line. And then you can specify if you want a minimum width or a maximum width, which is actually useful to tell the system, because it uses Flexbox, the CSS Flexbox.
Okay.
It would tell the system that okay, if I have 3 items on the line and I don't have enough room, I'm gonna go to the next line.
Cool.
And so then this is the alignment of the items in the Flexbox way. You have to have space around or stuff like that. So that determines how do you want to show the items themselves. Then you could drill down to how each item is going to look like. So you can say, I want to show an image, or I want to show a calendar. That's what you can do with the free version. If you want an image, is the image coming from the content, or is it coming from the intro image or the full image? Or do you want to be able to show any image that you have in the content? If I have an image in the intro but not in the content, or if I in image with a full, I don't. It's always confusing for people to know what I mean. Let's then go to article.
You're picking the image source out of the images for the articles.
For the articles, but the article can have an image in its content in the description.
Right. Yeah.
Here in this space, or you can have an image in here as an intro image or full article image.
So latest news enhanced can use the first image that's in the content.
Yes.
Oh, great.
Yeah, it uses the first image. If he doesn't find the image, you can tell him, okay, if I don't find an image in the content, use the image that's in the intro.
Okay.
And if you can't find it, use the full article.
Okay.
You can tell him that.
That's nice because honestly, the intro image and full article image in this what we're looking at right now, I never use it because it's just it's an extra step, right? It's like I want to put the image in the article, and I just want it to, hey, when you see an image, use the first one. And now if I wanted something specific, like something more control, maybe, but it's just not it's just not something I ever do.
Yeah, and then if you use intro image or a full image, it will end up in a specific area of your page, depending on if you keep the code Joomla or if you use another extension to show the article. But if you have it in your content, you know for sure where it is. It's not like a float on the left or a float on the right.
Yeah.
So that's it for if you want to show an image, or you can choose a calendar. You can show the date of the articles.
Oh wow!
The date you have selected. So like here, for example, I said, okay, I want to show I'm using this as an event.
But that's the actual date of the article. Oh wow! I saw that earlier, and I thought, well, you must have it plugged into some calendar program or something. That's really nice.
No, so you can create calendars with the date that's selected from the data selection.
Wow!
So it can be your published article, or in this case, is the published article, but in the future. So I can show you. Sorry. If I go to the articles that I'm using for that, I use the module as an event. Let me check. I should just get the category. Confused with the French and English. Events. So see, there's a triangle in front of those articles. That's because they are not published yet. And this, you can do it by entering a date in the future in the start publishing. That's how you end up with this triangle.
Okay.
So, but the module is able to pick up on that, and you can select those articles even if they are not already published.
So you set a date way in the future for start publishing, but of course, okay, and it's picking up that date.
Yeah.
Now, if you click on that article, though, is it still visible? Does it still come up?
No, if you cannot click on the article because Joomla doesn't allow you to
Okay.
show
Yeah,
articles
no,
in the
that's what I
future.
thought. So you're using it as a coming soon. Here's the article, come back on
Yeah,
that date. Okay.
yeah, you can do that, and but you won't be able to show the article itself
Okay, yeah, I got you.
unless you are logged in
Yeah.
and you'll be in edit mode. So you can edit that article if you're the author of it.
Now I guess you could always set a publishing date or a create it date way in the future and use that date
Yes.
in that way. But
Yeah.
cool.
So that's the way this works for the events. When I use that for an event viewer. I'm going back to creating a new one so that it comes like brand new with nothing set up. So you get the defaults every time. All right. Then once you have selected which head you want, you say you can select the position of it. You can alternate left, right, and top, bottom. You select the title. In the free version, you only have the title available, but if you're using the pro, you can use custom fields as a title.
Okay. Wow.
So you can truncate. If the line is too long, you can have the title take just one line. You just CSS to force, the ... at the end of the line.
Okay.
Then you can choose which text you want to show. You can show the intro text, the meta description. Same thing with the pro version. You can add the custom fields in there.
Okay.
So you say how many letters you want to show. Recently, I added truncate last word because I had issues with some languages like Chinese or Japanese, which can end up having very long words. So if you didn't have the truncate last word, sometimes it would end up showing nothing because the truncator would not be good for the language anyway. You can strip the tags, the HTML tags. I advise you to do that when you use the extension, except that you can, because you end up having you may end up having like divs and weird HTML tags in there that you don't want to show just in the text, but you can still keep all the links, for example. So you put A, so like that you can still see the links. You can still keep images. If you add the image tag, you will see the images you have in your content.
Okay. And you've given the option to keep anything that you want.
Yeah. There's a trigger events, which is when people use plugins that trigger in their articles, they can do that.
Okay.
You can wrap the text around the image or the calendar.
So in trigger events, that would be like a content plugin.
Yes.
So if you had a content plugin there and you had that to know, then you would still end up just seeing probably the tag then, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you don't trigger the event, I will hide the plugin syntax.
Oh, okay.
So that will remove it anyway. So you don't end up with weird stuff looking into your...
Yeah.
Then you can link the item to whatever you want it to. You can have the title that's going to be having the link, or the head with the image, or the image can have the link on top of it. Or you can have an extra read more link in your item. So you decide, okay, when I click on it, it will go to the item itself in the free version anyway. You have many more options in the pro. Once again, it takes full access of the custom fields, so it's very interesting. You can target the same window, new window, model pop-up like regular core Joomla. You can show tooltips and you can even add the edit link, which allows the person who's logged in to have a little crayon icon so that by clicking on it, you can edit that article.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, so then in that case, you could use this module to display all of the articles by it that an author has. Oh,
Yes.
that's cool. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
if you assign that module to be visible only to that author or to the author who's logged in.
Yeah, that's where you when you do item selection, is select author auto.
Yeah. Okay.
That's when the module will only appear for that person.
Oh, you know what? That solves the problem. That solves a problem I'm having with a client site, because uh, you know, down through the years, one of the hardest things to use Joomla for is a site where people can log in and add their own content and manage it. It's still hard. So I have a client who we're desperately trying to make it as easy as possible for people to go and add their articles, and then to find a link to where their articles are on so they can click, and it's just a constant. I'm just constantly, it's like whittling away at a log, just like how can I do this? And so that's one of one of the issues is trying to bring up a list of only their articles that they can see, that they can edit, and that will work great.
And that shows also the articles that are not published yet.
Yes.
So that they can.
Yeah, totally. All right. Well, you know what? That's enough for me. Thanks for coming on. That's all I needed today.
Well, I worked on a blog at a client, and I ended up adding a few things like that in my extension so that it would allow this client to be able to do this kind of thing. Yeah.
That's yeah. Wow. That's hooray for me.
That's a very interesting one.
I mean, partly, not to get too divergent here, but I think partly that probably helped WordPress gain a lot of traction because it was easy for people to just add their own stuff, and so that it's always been something elusive as far as that functionality to make it easy. And that's why we saw so many different extensions that come out to help people blog over the years, because it's like, let's just make something totally separate. But then, of course, then your content is trapped in another extension. And yeah. Cool.
Yeah, that makes it also, the new workflow in Joomla 4 really makes it even better. So that when you couple the new workflow with this way of doing editing, it's very easy. I mean, I'm going to show you. Of course, I'm the author of most of my articles here, but when I log in, what I see suddenly is like I have this edit icon next to my title.
Yeah.
And then when I click on it, it just makes me go to the regular editing of Joomla.
Yeah.
So once it's edited, you're good.
Yeah. Very nice.
So that's how I manage the blog thing. You can show. I mean, there's all these options, but you can show the category. You can show the read more extra link. You can make it whatever you want. Decide what title you want to put. Show the categories. You can, if you are in the category that's the same. And for example, if you have 3 articles in the same category, and then 3 articles in the next category, you can show the category name only for the first item, and then it will only show the next time for when the category changes.
Okay.
So that's what the consolidate thing is.
Nice.
And then you can show you how many. If you use the item count, you show in a little label next to the category how many articles there are in there. And then you can also have a link for a general link that will be added to your module for like you can link to a blog, for example. You choose actually it's a menu item, so you can link to whatever you want. It will add like in here, there's this news pagination, like there's a news link here that links to the blog itself. The general ID. That's the layout part. Then you have the way you want it to look like. So you can change colors. You can tell, okay, my read more link is going to be a button like Bootstrap. If I have Bootstrap as my template theme, you can use that. Then that's where you get what's the size of the characters for the text, the color fonts and all that stuff. There are not that many, so I didn't want to confuse people too much with all these options, so I added this CSS override area where people can add their own CSS if they want to do something a little more intense with their item. So then if you select an image, you can say, okay, whenever an image is not found, I can choose a default one. So I do give a few placeholders. When you install the extension, you have a few images that can be used. You can say, well, if you want a background color, especially if you have images that have transparency, you can do the border, radius, add a shadow, add an effect, a hover effect, if the image has a link associated to it, you can add a little effect.
I like the way you think, man. I like
that. Then you can say, okay, I don't want to create a thumbnail. I want to show the original image that was found. Yeah. So it's possible to do. In that case, you have access to a few filters if you want to make all the images black and white. This is CSS, so it could be done. Or there are more options in if you create a thumbnail, because I use also the PHP library to create the thumbnails, and at the same time I can filter with different things. I can create a negate or whatever. But now I'm going away from it because now most of the browsers can handle CSS filters. Okay. Yeah. They are much more efficient. Thumbnails, when they are created, they don't take as long. So then you just use the browser to show the images filtered. CSS, I would advise to use CSS now. You can choose the quality of the creation of the.
You said you would advise to do the CSS.
Yeah, I would advise to do CSS instead. Yeah, and the one problem I have with the JD library that's packaged with PHP is that if you have images that are very big and you want to create thumbnails that are decent size, the output will be a weighted image. Like you may end up with an image like 200K or something. It's not really a thumbnail in terms of weight, because if you show a lot of them on the same page, you end up with a slow site. So make sure that the original image is not too big, because if you have customers that add images like that, like 2000 by 1000 pixels, then the server gets on his knees because he has he needs a lot of memory to create those thumbnails.
But not with the CSS.
And so if you use CSS and if you use the original, you have no trouble at all. Or some people do prefer optimizing their image before they are used.
Mm-hmm.
So that's in that case, you don't create the thumbnails. You use the optimized image you have, which is going to be more efficient than using the library.
I have a client who puts and for a good reason, not laziness or anything, but who has full screen images for Retina devices. So they're 2,000-3,000 pixels in width, and because he wants them when you click on them to come up and be able to see exactly how things look, and
Yeah.
so that's pretty demanding on some of the thumbnail things.
Yeah. So in that case, when people want to do that, I advise them not to create the thumbnails, but make them, if it's possible, make the images the size they want beforehand and use that as an original.
Mm-hmm.
Because on a big image, it's easy to find a good tool to optimize the image. I mean, even if you go, especially if you go with these new image formats like WEBP,
Yeah.
then you have images that are big but small in size.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, weight.
Yeah.
In terms of weight. But if the Pro version, you can actually say, I want to use high resolution images.
Okay.
So it would create two thumbnails, one for the regular browser window and one for the ones that are shown in Retina screens or stuff like that.
Oh, nice.
And then you have lazy load available in the Pro. But I think this one is going to make it available to everyone because it's important to have a lazy load now. So that's when you create an image. When you create a calendar, it's not difficult either. You select which data you want in your calendar to get something like this. You say, okay, I want my top position to be the weekday, the position below it, I want to be the day, below that the month, year, time, or nothing. I don't need to have the time.
Okay, nice.
Then you say, okay, I want the full week or just a short version of it, or in the month, same thing if I want numbers even. In the free version, I only have one style available, but in the Pro version, you have different kind of styles.
Okay.
You can in the Pro versions, what I like with the Pro version is like there's all these hooks where you can create your own styles and your own themes and all that stuff. And then you have all the colors, the settings associated to that calendar. So you can specify, these are gradients, so you can specify gradients like that. And almost the last thing then is to decide what you want to have in your with your item. Here I have in the Coming Soon section, I have the head, which is the calendar. I have the title, and also I do have a little date here, but I specified, okay, I want to show the date, but instead of putting the date itself, I want to say in so many days, or so you can do that. You have this information block here. When you click on the plus, you can select which information you want to show. You can show hits, rating, author, date, days ago, which is what I show here. But instead of, since it's in the future, it doesn't say it was not written 6 months, 30 days ago, but it's going to be in 6 months, and depending on which date you selected. So time, category, keywords, and then I show when people have custom fields and all that stuff, I show them in there also, because that's what you can do in the Pro version.
Yeah.
That's why you have a limited amount of stuff in here, and then you can specify in the PHP format what the date, how it would look like, or the time. If you have rating, you can show stars in the Joomla way. And then you go, if you want pagination, then you say, okay, I want pagination which shows previous and next buttons. If you want to show pages, or if I want to show dots, and then you specify in there if you want it to be bootstrap style or just simple style, or if you want your previous and next buttons to have a specific title, you just add your own. And in the Pro version, you can even have the arrows next to the title of the module, which used to be an old way to do it. Like a few years ago, a lot of people would have the arrows on top next to the title of the module.
Yeah.
So here in this page, you have a few articles. Like the first module instance is just regular. I'm using the theme and a small image. There's no image, so I use the default. And the second one, it's like a little module that has been created with K2 items. So I show the date, and I show how many hits, and if there's been a rating. And then I show the title to link to the article itself. And I have the pagination. There's nothing fancy about the pagination in the free version. But in the Pro version, you have animations that are smooth and the same thing here. The navigation is like next page with dots, for example. And then, like I showed you earlier, the coming soon is like an event style way of doing things. And then I created like a fitness page where you show fitness stuff. And then when you click on an article for an exercise, for example, I've set it up so that when I'm in that article, I could show all the associated, related articles.
Okay.
This is one that has a tag biceps, even though the image doesn't correspond, but anymore. But yes, biceps, and it shows all the articles that have biceps as a tag.
Okay.
So, so that's a nutshell.
Wow.
What you can do with it.
Now, Bjorn said he said it was like same as upcoming article that Daniel has, but this is on steroids. Now you have a lot of you work out, right?
Yes, I do.
but you only use steroids in your article, in your extensions, right?
Oh yeah, no, not for me. No. I keep my body sane.
Good. Hey, so Bjorn also asked, where are you on getting your extensions ready for J4?
Well, the free version is already ready.
Okay.
So I can show you what it looks like in Joomla 4. I have. So bear with me. I'm using the latest nightly Joomla 4, so hopefully it won't crash. No, I haven't had anything crash so far. So good.
We're pretty far along the way for things to be crashing. That's what we'll stick with.
Yeah. When you have to go to content site modules when you are in Joomla 4. And then I had installed the latest news here. So people may get a little confused because it looks a little different in Joomla 4. I'm going to try to make it. So the first page looks the same pretty much. Item selection, I've changed a few things here and there, but it's basically, you get exactly the same stuff. And then when you, the way I do it is that if you are on 3.9, 3.10 in Joomla, and you have the latest extension version, you have no trouble moving to Joomla 4 with this extension. And to have the layouts, things are short. That's the latest nightly. So everything is, I don't know if it's going to change that, but every field is 100% of the width. So that can be a little confusing for some.
Now, as an extension developer with the, you're making a living from this. What's your workflow, or what's your time management with Joomla 4 coming along? So you said the free version is available. You must be working on the pro version as well, but are you sort of thinking like, oh, I'm going to wait till things reach a certain point before I do that, or?
Well, I was pretty much ready with Bootstrap 4, and then we.
Yeah, exactly.
But so I got a little behind because of that. But I'm glad we're using Bootstrap 5.
Yeah.
But
when they announced that they had set it up for Bootstrap 5, mm-hmm. and they basically did it over a weekend, right? I mean, I think
the discussion lasted a while, but
it got done all of a sudden.
But yeah, so we some of the discussions where you haven't seen so far, and suddenly poof, it appears, and then it's like this huge discussion comes on you, and like, oh, maybe I missed something here.
So when I saw that they announced that it was Joomla 4 is now Bootstrap 5, and everybody was, the reaction on Facebook was like, oh, that's great, because I think for a long time everyone was saying, oh, but when it comes out, there's going to be a new version of Bootstrap, we'll be behind already. But I did shed a quiet tear for all the developers who all of a sudden have been working, get ready, and it's like, oh, here, we're just gonna, this is just gonna be this now, because all that work, then you've got and I hear that you said that you're happy that it's going to be in Bootstrap 5 because you want to have things something current, but still at the same time you lost you lost a lot of time.
Well, yeah, because first of all the elements on all the fields, most of the fields I have in my extensions are my own. They are like more advanced. For example, you can have an icon in the front and and stuff in at the end of it, and all that needs to be Bootstrap 5 or 4 ready. So everything was ready for Bootstrap 4. So my library had to work extensively on my library of fields, and then in the front end, so you can see that that's good. I wanted all my extensions to be able to work with Bootstrap 5 eventually.
Yeah.
I didn't plan on doing it right now. Especially that 5 is not even finalized. So see, you can make, if you have a template that uses Bootstrap 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 now, you can do that. My output is the output of the module is going to be different.
Good for you. So,
but that's a lot of work because you have to make sure that everything is compatible with everything. So
you basically have your extension 5 times.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then you have 15 extensions, so 5 times 50. You actually have 75 extensions.
I mean, it can get out of control pretty fast.
Yeah. Bjorn mentioned that the free version is not tagged as J4 in the JED, apparently.
No, I haven't put it here because
you wait till everything is.
I wanted to wait until the first release candidate was out to put everything official.
Yeah, Bjorn also says that they had a Bootstrap 5 weekend. So he says it looks very good. So anyways, they're going to finish Bootstrap 5. And then we'll start asking if it's going to be Bootstrap 6 compatible.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I hope not. I hope. Well, I'm glad that Bootstrap is not ready yet, because like that they won't outrun us. So but see, in the that's the look of the new
Okay.
template
Yeah.
with
Okay.
latest news. So it's
Nice.
working. I think I'm finished with all the bugs and stuff. So it should be as soon as Joomla 4 RC is out, I will post my stuff.
Yeah. Good.
I'm not quite ready with the pro version because I wanted to change a few things besides the making it available for Joomla 4. But so that's what what's happening with Joomla 4.
Great.
And then I constantly update. I try to put to add more features and keep it current with the technologies.
Yeah.
So the last thing I've done is make supporting WEP images, things like that. And I also wanted to point out that they have an extensions that also can help you, a free version that can help you make your articles look different. For example, here you have the details of the article here. And I do have this plugin called Article Details that works well with latest news and enhance, because then you can have the articles and the news modules to look similar.
Oh, nice.
So if you go to, it's a content article, content. Okay. Just gonna show you very quick.
Yeah, sure.
Here in there, you get the same kind of functionality. You select in which category you want it to work. Like we are working here in the fitness section, so I'm gonna add the fitness and all levels. And then you have layout. You have a header for the article. You have a footer for the article. I forgot. When you enable it, it changes the look of your article. It's let's see, like that. That complements your news. See, for example, you can have another calendar style, or you can add the details in a different way.
Wow, that's really nice.
So you can and then you can add share buttons at the bottom. So it's like a little extra CCK or whatever.
Yeah.
Plugin.
And that turned off the default display and is replacing it with that.
Yes, on the fly.
On the fly, nice. Yeah, that's nice, because that's I mean, there's any area that you're going to customize, you have to do all the different changes and looks, but to just have one tool to do it like that.
But especially when you start using custom fields and stuff, they all appear at the top of the article, and it becomes very a lot of information at some point.
Cool. So that plugin is called what?
Article Details.
Article Details.
It's a content content plugin. Sorry.
Nice.
And you find it on the site.
Alrighty. So we've had lots of people watching, and some of those comments I tried to keep up on them. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Anything else you want to tell us about?
No, I think I went pretty much around. There's a little plugin also that you can download from my site that allows you to recreate the thumbnails when somebody edit an article, for example, and you want to have it changed in the news module.
Okay.
And because if you cache your images, they're going to be staying the same, even if the article changes. So if somebody changes the image of the article in the front end, for example, you want to have it to be reflected in the module too.
Okay.
So there's a little give it the name to you. It's it's a plugin called system. This time it's a system plugin. It's I think it's called auto clear cache. I always mess up the name. Yeah, it's auto clear cached image. So when you have it set up, you can tell which categories you want it to work on, and then you can say I want it to be variable, so people see that when the image has changed, the thumbnail has been also been deleted and recreated.
Okay.
So
And does it do that? Does it do that automatically?
yeah.
Okay.
Yes, and it's free. It's a good addition to have for for latest news and article details, because like that you can have your module in live mode and have the thumbnails created automatically.
Does it do it? Does it delete the cache of all images, or just for the particular article it's being saved?
Just for that particular article.
Oh wow, nice. Cool. Excellent. Well, I'm thankful that you have problems, because when you solve them, we end up with great extensions.
I'm trying to. Yeah. Well, yeah. It's usually how it starts. It's like I have a problem. I need to fix it.
I'm trying to get us back to. Let's see. View options. Let's see. Trying to get side by side with speaker. Oh, okay. It's because you're still sharing your screen there.
Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing it.
Yeah, sure. And then we'll be on, and then we can maybe be on here together. Let's see here. Yeah, I do. You wouldn't think that I use Zoom very much, but I very rarely ever. It's usually two people, and not a lot of. I'm not using it for broadcasting. So there we go, side by side. Some comments. Mary of Webby Design, Mary Nevius, and she is actually the one that said, "Hey, I'm really enjoying this module. It'd be great for a Watch Work live stream." She says she loves it, and she's used it for clients and herself, and she says, "Thanks for showing it." Ira says, "Good product from you as always." He's using the Trombonoscope Contacts Pro.
Oh yeah, that's Mary, my favorite.
Well, okay, so Mary says, "Yes, I've used the Trombonoscope Contacts in the past as well." Bjorn says, "Yes, you have many nice extensions, Oliver. Thanks for this." So Trombonoscope, is that worth a quick look, or do you want to come back on and show that another time?
I can show you the free version very quick.
Sure. Go ahead. Share your screen again. Because listen, I'm always happy to have smart people on the live stream, because my viewers like it for a change. So
oh no, you don't need me for that.
But yeah, so listen, if there's other things you want to show, I'd love to have you back on. So let me just go to there we go.
It's a module also.
Okay.
Yeah. So Trombonoscope contact. Well, what you end up with is something like this.
Oh, and what did I call it? I call it trombonoscope, like a trombone.
Yeah. Trombi is in French is trombonoscope. That's why
Trombonoscope.
Yeah, it was on the night before, and then I got feedback that said we don't know what trombonoscope means. So
well, I did see it in the list when I was looking at that. Yeah, I wonder what that is. That sounds like a ride at an amusement park.
Yeah. Well, it allows you to show your contacts in in a directory kind of fashion.
Okay. All right.
So you can see here you have different outputs, like a directory with categories. You have you can show your contacts in a landscape or portrait fashion.
Wow.
With all the information. It's basically the same with, you have a head, you have the theme, you have the content, And every piece of information a user have, you can show it. You can decide how you want to sort the contacts, how you want to show them. If you want thumbnails, if you want to use the original images, if you want to show labels, icons, there are links that can be just icons, so you can show like a way to email the person or get the V card of it.
Now the module you have in the side there is, can you set that so it automatically shows the author of whoever the article is in the left side?
On the contact?
Yeah. So, for instance, if this was the page showing an article that I had written, that in the module on the right hand side it would automatically show my information.
Yes. Oh yeah. Well, I was not thinking what you. Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can say. I'm going to show you here in the details. When it comes up in the item selection, you can say I want to show the contact that links to the logged user, for example.
Oh, that's the person logged in?
Yeah, the person logged in. You can show a specific contact, or you can show related contacts.
And so where would you set it so that it would show the contact of the person who wrote the article? That's what I was wondering. Or is that different?
It's different.
Okay.
Let me check. I don't remember if I think I have it, but there's
But this works with this works with contacts, not with authors.
No, it works with contacts.
Okay, all right.
You can do a few things. You could do a few things when the user is linked to the contact.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think what you're asking for, it's only in the Pro version.
Yeah. Okay.
Because in the Pro version, then you can edit. You can have a user associated with several contacts.
Oh, okay.
And you can also edit everything on the front end like that.
Good. Awesome. Ivor says it works with Joomla's contacts. Yes, that's okay. Now. Alrighty. Well, thanks very much. You got big plans for the rest of the day?
Yeah, I'm fixing a bug on Trombinoscope.
Oh, okay. Mary says she loves that these work from the core Joomla components. Yes, that's great.
Yeah, what happens is that none of my extensions create any new table in the database or anything. So if you want to stop using it, it won't destroy anything on your website. Yeah. You will get all the functionality you had before. It's just a different way of showing it.
Cool. Well, thank you for coming on. Let's see if you want to stop sharing your screen there again.
Yes.
Mark Mountjoy, this is live. Yes. Although it's not going to be live for long because we have been going for, what time is it now? 12:23. We've been going for an hour and 20 minutes. So we're just wrapping up. But it takes YouTube it's taken YouTube about like 12, 14 hours to process these live streams before the replay is available. So yeah, Bjorn says 78 minutes. Yes. Mark left a okay, Mark, where are you? Where's the screen? Mark, I replied to your comment on the YouTube channel about your help with Java and ExtraWatch, and I gave you my email address to contact me. So maybe you didn't get that comment. So here we go. tim@cybersalt.com. I'm going to put that right in here. Email me, Mark, because I've left a couple of comments to your comment on the channel. So I'm glad that you came on here. And I do want to connect and help you with what you're asking for help for. So now let's see. Go to split view here. There we are. Thank you very much for coming on.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
And yeah, that was great. I'm really really excited to see not only your extension, but also to see how you do extensions. Because, like I said, I like the cut of your jib. I think that's a sailing term. But yeah, lots of options. The stuff right there for what you want to do. I love it when custom CSS box is in something, because then you know what's not there to adjust. You can just put it, and the fact that you put it there so that it doesn't have to get loaded unnecessarily with things. That is super cool. So thanks for coming on. Don't hang up after I end the live stream here, but I will wrap things up here. So how do I do that? Let's make me speaker view. So I'll stay on here as long as you don't say anything. Everybody, thank you for everybody. Thanks for tuning in today. Thank you to my guest. I'm going to practice here again, Olivier Buisard.
Thank you.
Working on it. Thanks for that. I'd love to have you back on if you have other things to show. Joomla Day USA, the link will be in the description, the video description below. Check it out. Sounds like it's going to be a good time for us to get together. All those conferences that you didn't go to because it's like, oh, I've got to travel, it would be nice. Now you don't have to travel. Now you can just take them in. And they're all going to be recorded too. And if you've bought a ticket, you can watch them afterwards, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so that's good to know. So check that out. Everybody, thanks for your support of this channel. I hope everything is fine and well with you wherever you are, be it morning, afternoon, evening, or tomorrow. And until the next time, enjoy your Joomla sites, and God bless.